Hello, welcome to Tea and Toasties. I'm one of your hosts, Sabrina.
And I'm Rich.
And welcome to episode 3.
Hello.
Hello. Today is a very exciting episode.
First guest episode.
Different than our normal format so far.
You know, I think we alluded to it on previous episodes, so some people might have an idea who we've got in.
Right. It should be a very intriguing, interesting episode for everyone. We're going to get into the creative mind and see how this person's story ties in with
open up that mind and see what's going on in there.
Right. So we'll go ahead and introduce our guest this week is Johnette.
Johnette, also known as JB, John Ethernet.
John Ethernet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get into those little nicknames.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
I am Johnette, JB, John Ethernet.
That is right. She's the queen bee of the hive mind.
Seriously.
Wow.
Oh, Queen Bee, I like that.
Yeah.
Queen Bee, Queen JB.
Queen JB.
We're just, the worker bees?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, it's not that.
No. But we said we had a hive mind
Yes, we do.
a few episodes ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely a hive mind
And
for
it
us three.
stemmed from where all the hive mind of Johnette, of Alphabet Art Photos.
Right. The collective.
The collective.
I'll take it.
Mm.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your name's all over that shop, right? Alphabet Art Photos.
It totally is, yeah.
How are you feeling about being our first guest?
Yeah, it's good. Episode 3. I know you guys have been getting on with it, and I'm excited to hear them. I haven't heard them yet, so this is going to be a surprise for me, too. But thank you for having me for episode 3. Woot, woot.
Right. Well, who else
Happy
would
to
it have
be
been?
here.
Yeah. Perfect first guest. Must-have first guest, I would say.
Must have. Well, let's muster up some questions for our guest, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to shoot?
Sure. We'll just get right to the bottom of it.
Starting.
Where
did it all begin?
Goodness, let's see. So the creative process of it, or the just like
Your early childhood. Let's put you on the couch.
wow, oh my
Let's get
gosh,
a therapy session going.
You guys don't want to get in that brain. For real.
All right, let's move on and fast forward a little bit
To
well, us, I guess, right?
okay,
Because
you and me,
and then
my sweet man.
after that we then started the business, so it seems like a good place to start.
Okay, I mean we literally started the business right when you first moved over from England
Right.
in 2005.
2005.
Yes, and that whole process was pretty intense because we had no clue what we were doing.
Really? And neither one of us had ever had a business
No.
or thought that way before, right?
Yes, right. But thankfully Google was around.
Thank you, Googs.
We had a website, didn't we, that we plugged a bunch of stuff into.
That's right.
We did that in England before we even moved back.
Yep.
I don't know where we came up with the first name, Nature by Design.
With a Z.
And then design with an S was already taken, so we were like, well, we'll just use a Z instead because, it's fine. Everybody still spells it wrong, but that's okay. But yeah, so we come up with that, and it was the jewelry, which is what we did first. I mean, do we want to get into the whole, like, how we did that? Or?
Yeah, I want to
Sure.
know. Would love to hear.
Well, the very beginnings of it was when I lived with you in England. I was working for a couple on a kiosk in a mall, which is called what in England? It's not even called a mall.
No, it's not called a mall. It's just like a little shopping centre.
Yeah, there's a specific term for it. I
Going
can't
down
remember.
the precinct.
Precinct.
Yeah, precinct.
The
yeah.
It's not the mall.
Precinct?
I know,
It's called
not
the
as-
precinct.
Yeah, it's not shopping mall, is
No,
it?
it sounds very buttoned up. Because isn't it a precinct like at a police station or like a...
Yeah.
Isn't that the thing?
I'm
Is it
headed to the
precinct?
precinct. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it was so confusing for
Yeah.
me. You were like, oh, you're going to the precinct. And
Going in for questioning.
but yeah, so I met this couple. Well, this is a little illegal, but I was working over there, cash in hand.
Never.
Cash in hand under the table. Different ways to say it. But yeah, so they hired me, just straight commission, selling jewelry that they had purchased from Thailand.
Right, because you had a bit of a sales history, right?
Yeah, lots of sales history.
Plus
Ancient history.
With an American
Yes.
coming in to do the sales, us buttoned up British, we're not used to being sold
Being
to.
sold to.
Yes.
So what were you doing at this kiosk? Selling jewelry?
Selling jewelry.
Okay.
Yeah. Rings, necklaces, pendants, earrings, bracelets.
The gamut.
Yeah, it was quite fun. And they had this great kiosk set up, and everything was very, well laid out. And it was just fun, like talking to the people that would come up to the kiosk. They would be very hesitant to walk up because it was just the way.
Us.
Yeah.
If you step too close to that kiosk, you might get dragged in and sold to. You don't want that.
No.
Oh, God, no. Yeah, even in the American malls, it was like my mom, when we would be shopping, we'd pass the like hair kiosks, and they're always trying to sell you some kind of hair product.
Hair straightener, hair curler.
And they're like practically grabbing, reaching out.
They're not allowed to do that,
to you. Yep. And my mom's like, ignore them, ignore them. Yeah,
well, they actually come out, because we had a kiosk in a mall, and you're only supposed to just be in like a very short perimeter of your kiosk, not step outside. So I know they were really...
Oh, yeah. They were trained to do that. Yeah.
So you're working at this jewelry kiosk in the mall, in the precinct in England. You're with Rich at the time.
Yes.
We're living together. Where does Rich come into this business?
Oh, into the
business.
Yeah, good question.
Yeah. So I only had, at that time, we weren't sure if we were going to stay in England or if we were going to move back here. And a month or two later, we decided to move back to the U.S. We took a trip to Thailand and did some more Googling, of course, and found where the spot was that you could just load up and get this, decent priced jewelry source to bring back to the U.S. And then so we did that.
Yeah.
That's when we then just were like, well, we can do it. We can do it ourselves. Let's go.
We had concepts of a plan to go.
And what's that from?
I don't no idea.
I have no idea.
And,
what does that even mean?
And we had a place. We knew of a country to go to, Thailand. So we just booked some flights and basically got to Bangkok. As we got outside the hotel and walking up and down Koh Sam Road, we were like,
it was hilarious.
There's a jewelry shop.
That's a wholesale jewelry shop.
Like,
we're right here.
Pretty much landed where we needed to be to find all this jewelry.
It's like, the perfect path meant to be.
It was, literally.
Yeah, me knowing what comes next. That's pretty serendipitous, I'd say.
It really was. It felt that way. It really felt that way.
We could have just hit Thailand, hit Bangkok, then got on an elephant, found a tuk-tuk and found ourselves in who knows where.
But we didn't do that.
Excuse me, have you got jewelry here?
You get the jewelry from this wholesale place, and then you come back to the States and start up shop, basically?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We get back, and then we have to wait a day or two for the shipment to arrive, and that's so much fun. We were living at my mom's house in my old bedroom at the time because we were broke.
Just, skint.
Skint. And so we thought, okay, let's go with our original plan that we had thought of and set up a kiosk in the local mall.
We made that business plan.
We made a business plan. I was just going there. And we took it to the mall coordinator guy, and he was like, this is ambitious. I remember that.
Those are his very words,
We still say that's
ambitious.
Ambitious.
Because we had these numbers written down that we're going to make this, and we're going to make this. These are our projections.
Yeah.
And we'd already picked out our new house where we were going to move out after Christmas.
Lake Norman.
Lake Norman. Yep. House by the lake.
Yeah, you were there.
So what are we, like 31 at the time?
31 at the time.
Yeah, big dreams.
Big dreams, 2005. So we were married at this point. So you asked me to marry you in Thailand. We came back and then in September the 17th, we got married at the courthouse down in Yadkinville.
Yeah, hometown.
Sorry.
God bless the broken road.
Oh, my goodness. Excellent.
Look at you.
Well done. Yes, that was our song.
Oh, I just still think that is so funny. Couldn't be more opposite of you guys.
Cute.
It's cute, yes, but just hilarious to me. A little country song as y'all's song.
Our wedding song.
Yeah. Our wedding song.
Who picked that up?
More my mom, really.
Yeah.
Because this was, I was her firstborn, and she was like, I'm so excited about you getting married, and I want to help. And so,
And you did the courthouse thing. It didn't really matter that much to you guys. So you're like, if you want this, I'll go for this,
Because we did the courthouse, but then we had an actual wedding ceremony, which was wonderful and quite funny.
Oh, very different.
But mom helped do a lot of that. She got my dress for me, and she helped us pick the song. God bless the broken road. It really was that, though. If you think about it, the song
has been a
very
broken road. Yeah.
Leading up,
you may laugh.
The path less traveled, the broken road,
leading up to us meeting was the broken road. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so the kiosk was a fail, but
Wah, wah.
we decided to start doing shows on the weekends, and that seemed to be really good, and it was quite fun.
What's
we
fun?
got to travel, and people were really open to it, especially when we were at wine shows.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love a wine show.
Yeah, I love a good wine show.
People drinking the wine and, they're a bit loose, so they come up to the kiosk and they're like, right, what you got? Credit card's already out.
Right.
Yeah,
Ring
of
me up.
course.
So you guys are kiosk fails, but then you're doing these shows.
Yeah.
For a few years.
Yeah, a good few years. It was pretty successful. We moved out of mom's house, and got an apartment and then moved into a townhome. And we're still doing the shows. It was great. We happened to be at one particular show. Should I just say?
Ohio?
Yeah, go for it. And
Spill it.
we were walking around. I was walking around and saw these guys selling alphabet photos and was like, this is the coolest thing. What?
This wasn't your original.
It's not my original.
What?
Sorry.
No. People have been doing this for decades.
Oh,
yeah,
for so
it literally
long.
started in the 60s, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know when and where, but at some college, and they were, getting the people with their cameras in the camera class to go out and take photos. So, no, it's not my original audio.
No. You guys, in my opinion, struck gold just with Etsy. The
Yes.
timing of everything, the
Yeah.
timing of the Etsy and launching the shop, being able to buy it online and customize it, all that. I think that was the perfect.
It was
on a
timing.
handmade shop, and
Yeah.
definitely timing. Yeah,
Timing.
But also, I do have to toot my own horn a little bit,
Go.
and yours. The photos were damn good.
Right. I'll still say that. My non-biased opinion is, the photos look the best that there is of the alphabet photos on Etsy.
Yeah.
It's pleasing to the eye. Everything is
It makes
perfectly
sense.
spaced out.
can read
You
it.
can read it.
It's cohesive.
I think that's why a lot of customers think that the photos might be fake sometimes.
Yeah.
Right.
Which you can see as a pro or a con.
Right.
They look so quote unquote perfect. They think that you can just do anything, that we're making these in Photoshop or something.
Yeah.
And you have
Oh,
to
yeah,
explain
no.
constantly, no, sorry, you can't have the
Yeah.
letter T look like that letter S because it's
Always.
not the letter S.
Yeah, exactly.
And these are real things that we have found and taken photos of.
Yeah, taking these photos. It's like when you came running back at that Ohio show, I was
Yeah.
like manning the booth. But then
Yeah.
you come running back and you're like, you've got to go check out this other booth just down there. I think
Go
you're going
do
to love it.
now.
And
And you could
I-
tell I was serious.
Yeah, I went down there and, I'm not usually like, oh, that's impressive. But I was amazed at this because I'd never seen alphabet photography before.
And you came back immediately and said, okay, we're going to do this.
Let's pivot.
Yes, let's pivot. We're going to pivot into alphabet photography. And the funny thing is, too, you and I both had dads that loved to take photographs.
Yeah.
And it was just so much fun. So we kind of had a bit of a background.
You
No
s-
professional background, but
Not
you know,
re- no,
just
not at
like
all.
a fun thing. And
Fun
so
thing, taking photos,
And an
that
overall
made it.
interest.
which you liked it also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
So, yeah, Sabrina, hi.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's how I got
It
here.
is. So then we started going out and taking photos. Sabrina knows you have done it with us. But yeah, so Etsy basically took off.
You guys started the shop 2011.
That's right.
Yes,
Yeah.
2011.
Yeah. So
what's
what,
that?
14 years
Yeah.
this
14
year?
years this year.
Yeah. You were still going out doing some shows. And while you're out doing shows, you were there with your camera taking, because you'd get to different places, different towns, take photos. Oh, I found a letter this,
So
I
it
found
was
a letter
really convenient for us to
At the
still
same
be
time.
doing jewelry shows and traveling basically the East Coast and being able to find letters in nature, letters in architecture, letters in anything.
Yeah.
Sidewalks,
Absolutely anything. And it's crazy. Once you switch that on,
Yeah.
once you switch that alphabet brain on, you can't stop seeing them.
I literally just
Yeah.
looked at a V right out the window. Like
found
right
one?
there's a V.
We went letter hunting, as we call it, a couple times together. But I remember being like, what the fuck? What are you seeing? How are you seeing
Right.
this? And you're like, no, it's right there. And then if you look at it from this angle and shoot it from here, then it's a perfect letter T or whatever.
Yeah. It's not, I don't know if it's maybe a natural thing, just part of the brain that clicks.
Yeah, exactly. Part of the brain is making connections. It's making patterns and solving puzzles. The brain does that. And if you then just put that to the front of your mind, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm clicking on today and I'm looking for this. If sometimes we go, we need some letter R's or
Yeah.
S's. Let's focus on those.
Yeah.
And then the brain's a funny thing. It's just finding
was
them.
so much fun.
So you guys are doing the letters and still doing the jewelry. How long did that go on until you realized, let's just do all in, double cheek, into the alphabet photography?
I would say probably only about 6 months.
Even less. It was so quick.
Yeah, it was pretty quick because Etsy really
took
like I
off for
said,
us.
took off.
Yeah.
And we were busy. Like I stopped looking up shows and just decided that I needed to be answering messages and making proofs, working on new letters. And then we started the numbers, and then we started the guest books.
Right, wedding guest books.
Wedding guest books. You got your traditional book, but Johnette came up with the idea, let's take our personalized wedding prints and then just make them larger and then leave space on the print for people to sign as a guest book, an alternative. Now, if you type in alternative wedding guest book on Etsy, wow, page
There are
after page
so
after
many.
page, like charcuterie board, sign on that.
Charcuterie
or-
board, the Polaroid thing was huge for a while,
Massive.
and then the photo strip, and then now people are doing that phone one, the phone where you call, leave a voicemail.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. I like that. I don't think I've seen
and
that.
then you just get a big audio file of everyone at your wedding just blackout drunk pretty much, yelling about how much they love you and all that.
Right.
Oh, that's pretty neat. Yeah.
Right. So you're grinding away with the Etsy. The Etsy is booming. As the business is growing, you're bringing people in, it's mostly you two doing legwork and then a couple
Yes.
friends here and there
Yeah.
coming in.
We
Yeah.
did. We had my mom come and helped, and my sister come and helped when we were still living in Louisville. And then we moved in with my grandmother that sadly passed. That's the reason why we were there, to help take care of her. And then we had my niece help, but she came out to my grandma's house, which was, she lived next door, and would help us do the boxing and that kind of thing.
So family and friends pitching in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We moved to the Asheville area, to Mars Hill, and we were there for a little over a year. And then we bought a house in Hendersonville. And then we got an office shortly
First
after
office.
that.
Yeah. That
But
was a big moment, right?
It was a huge moment. Yeah,
Big
it was
moment.
our first proper office. But before we did that, we had the business in the basement at the house that we'd purchased.
Right.
And we purchased this house because of the Etsy business.
Yeah, basically.
Insane.
I mean, how incredible is that? We'd, from living at your mum's, bopping around from place to place, renting, and then finally something stuck, and it was the business that we created, the Etsy shop, enabled us to actually get a mortgage. Which, insane.
Buy a home.
Yeah.
And we bought that in 2013. So just a couple of years after we started the Etsy business. We were able to buy a house and had the business out of the basement for a while. Got an employee, Rob. Yes, Rob was great.
Love Rob.
And then kept growing. Mm-hmm. And then we decided to find an office. That was fun.
It
was
felt
really,
proper.
Yeah.
We've got the operations out of our house. Living stuff going on upstairs, and then the basement work operations downstairs. And even though it was kind of that we had that separation, it was still all in the one space.
Right.
And you weren't going to work.
Yeah.
It just felt like a huge step forward for us to have an office.
Right, for sure.
We had the office, and then Etsy kind of plateaued. And so we moved back into the basement of the house and didn't have an office any longer.
Yeah.
With something like Etsy, it's a separate business, separate website. You're relying on them at the same time to remain relevant.
Yeah.
If they go down, then
You go down with them.
You go down with them, exactly. So even if y'all's business stays at the same level, maybe Etsy, they're hitting plateaus and they're rising and falling, and that's what we're kind of finding now with Maker Place. It's a new site from Michael's.
Excuse me.
Oh, Gertie's attacking. She's made her appearance.
She just bit me.
Not surprised there. Anyways, with Maker Place, they're starting fresh, and we can only do so much.
Yep.
To advertise. At the end of the day, it's up to them to get people to know about it.
Yeah.
So same with Etsy, but luckily Etsy is like massive.
They're established.
They're
They're on
super
it. They've been on
established,
it.
and they are very never mind, I won't say.
Don't shit talk.
I mean,
Etsy.
they have almost a
What is it?
monopoly.
Don't bite
Shit
the
talk
hand that
Etsy.
feeds you.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Almost a monopoly in that
Yes.
marketplace, that handmade
They really are.
arena, right?
Yeah.
It still is too. I mean, even though they've had their ups and downs, it's still
Oh,
a
yeah.
place to be if you're going to sell your own stuff.
They're a good business in terms of very like money hungry.
Oh,
That's
for
what I was
sure.
gonna say.
Like
so
any-
that's
yeah.
good for us,
Yeah.
Dump that money
Yeah.
there.
Market
Advertising.
yourselves, advertise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Whereas Make a Place being Michael's, right?
Yes.
Michael's have got this new platform called Make a Place, and they're trying to enter that space as well.
Well, we should say if anybody wants to buy from Maker Place, they sometimes have really, really deep discounts.
Crazy sales.
Yeah, like we offer 20 to 25% ourselves, and then sometimes they top that.
With like 30% on top.
Wow.
Woohoo.
Then-
many ways to find.
Yes, many ways
Many
to find. We have a
platforms.
website too, Shopify, and another website, The Gift of a Memory. And we've done this over years and years, and Sabrina's been a huge help with it. Thank you for Maker Place.
Thank you.
Literally
Of
built
course, you're
Maker Place
welcome,
from
yeah.
the
From
from
ground
the
up.
ground
From the
up.
ground up, yep.
Yes.
I
Shout out.
had high hopes, but
It's early days.
early days.
I didn't do a shout out. Hey, Mom.
Oh, she'll love that.
And my niece, Savannah.
You're on a
and my
roll.
sister, Suzanne. Hey.
Wow.
Hey, y'all. Okay, sorry.
Tea and Toasties is supported by Alphabet Art Photos.
Hello, Governor. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like something was missing in it? You know, that one blank wall that just screams for attention, but you have absolutely no idea how to fill it?
Oh, I know that feeling oh so well, y'all. It's like you want something unique and personal, but everything you find is just, well, generic.
Spot on, geezer. We have the perfect thing for you. Alphabet Art Photos is a small biz on Etsy that's sprucing up wall decor with their niche alphabet photography.
Yeah, I hear those folks create beautiful personalized art by using photos of everyday objects that resemble letters of the alphabet. Y'all can spell out your's name, a favorite word, or even a meaningful date, such as a wedding, graduation, even when you folks get to retire. It's like having a piece of art that's truly yours.
Imagine strolling into your living room and spotting a sorted, personalized piece that not only fills the space, but also kicks off a bit of conflab, innit? It's a brilliant way to dazzle your guests and make your gaff feel more like, well, you.
And Lord, it don't stop there. I reckon Alphabet Art Photos can transform any room. Your office, your bedroom, heck, even your kid's playroom into a space that shines brighter than a silver spur on a brand new pair of my dancing boots.
Also, supporting this lot means you're supporting a vibrant small business on Etsy. You're not just buying art, you're investing in someone's proper dream. And I know they'll be chuffed to bits.
Well, I do declare, if you're chomping at the bit to turn those blank walls into a masterpiece that reflects who you are, head over to Alphabet Art Photos on Etsy. Trust us, your future self will thank you.
Yes, mate. Make your space uniquely yours and let your walls do the talking. Use promo code TNT30 at checkout for 30% off your order of Alphabet Art Photos. That's etsy.com/shop/Alphabet Art Photos, promo code TNT30. So you're riding high on Etsy for a while, I'd say. Doing
Yes.
pretty successful, just riding it out, hopping from office to office, getting some employees. I come along.
Yeah.
I've been there for 5 years now. Woohoo.
Longest serving.
Yeah. And we've had some blunders as
Blunders,
Definitely
right.
some downs.
well. Some downs, a big down in specific
Yes.
that we will have an entirely dedicated episode to.
Because it's massive.
It's massive.
It is pretty huge, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
I
it-
still
the
think about
hugest
it and like
trauma.
cry.
Yes, yes.
Seriously.
Trauma
It's
trauma bonding.
It's left scars.
Trauma
Yeah.
bonding, that's the thing.
Yeah.
And that's what happened during this particular period that we will talk about later.
Yep. So we will get into that in an entirely separate episode.
It needs its own episode.
Right. I want to touch on the fact that you two are a married couple while also running a business at the same time and so involved. You know, both of you started the business, both of you work on the business, you work together
Yes.
constantly 24/7 in your home, so you're not really going to work.
Yeah,
It's
Right.
we see each other every day.
24/7,
Yeah.
and typically that would be a lot of stress.
Stress
for
on
some
a
people.
couple, right?
Yeah. So, how do you guys think you make that work? What is the magic?
What's the magic, JB? Go.
It's communication, y'all.
Mm.
For real. You got to talk to each other. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you can't communicate, then you don't need to be together. I mean, it's just
Simple as that,
plain.
really.
It really is. You just have to talk. And we're very similar people. Like you and I have, our views are similar. We know how to communicate with each other. I don't know if we communicate well with others, but I know you and I communicate with each other very well. And for some reason, I guess the communication, we were able to and have been together for like almost 20 years now, over 20 years, really.
I mean, what's the longest period we've been apart, probably?
A week.
A week. Probably when I went, to England once or twice to see family?
Yes.
So the idea is if you just communicate baseline across the board, that is going to spill into business communication as well.
It is.
Yeah, we'll talk about whatever, just anything and everything.
Yeah, and then we usually have our computers set up in the same room together so we can collaborate, and we throw ideas off each other, and we're like, well, why don't we do this? Oh, look what I just found. I think we can do this. Let's try it. And then, we work it out together. We talk about it. We go into and, sit on the sofa and write out a plan and a list.
You like your lists,
lots
don't
of
you?
lists.
Yeah.
How can we make this happen? And so we've built several Etsy shops just by doing that, by working together and throwing ideas out there and seeing what sticks.
Yeah, and I think the key for ideas is, having the ideas, but having that understanding and trust, openness to not like fire down an idea, but let that idea grow and, develop.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it too is respect. If you just respect your partner.
Absolutely.
Because say Rich comes to you with some idea he wants to try. If you don't respect him, you're going to shoot it down or think it's shit or not even be willing to try. But you two are so a partnership in that way. Okay, I trust you. I trust your ideas.
Yeah.
Things have worked in the past.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
They don't all work. I've had some
What?
terrible ideas, ideas.
No, you haven't.
All right.
I was actually going to get into this, that you guys, like you said, you think so alike, but you also have such varying different ways of thinking. And the three of us now we've said like the perfect balance of Rich will come in with this super optimistic view and idea and, he's got all these.
It's going to work.
Passionate about everything.
Sure.
Yep. And then bring it to me and Johnette, and we're a little like, okay, maybe, or have you thought about this? Because me and Johnette are always kind of thinking of worst case scenario.
It's a female thing.
It is, and it's a protective thing. Got to make sure I'm protected, can't get hurt, can't look stupid.
Yes, don't feel dumb.
Yeah, we'll think of something that Rich hasn't even thought of because he's just, why would anything go wrong, And then, but that's not saying we won't do it.
No,
we'll still try.
We develop it.
Yeah.
Yes, and I need that. Otherwise, I would just be going for everything.
And you go all in on some stuff.
Go all in.
For me, a lot of times the only reason I'm even speaking up is because I feel almost bad. I'm like, I don't want you to put in all this effort and all this time working on this thing if it's just not even going to have any legs at all.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that too.
Yeah. Sometimes, we've said that to each other, and I've given you an idea or, come up with something. And I mean, you're not just like, oh my God, that's fucking terrible. We talk it out, and same with like you come up with an idea or you come up with an idea, and we all basically just talk through it. And it's because our brains work similarly.
Yes. And it's all, we're grabbing from our past experiences and our own unique experiences, or what has worked, what hasn't worked, business and otherwise.
True.
You're like, oh, what about this idea for Instagram? And I've been on Instagram since I was 14. I'm like, I don't think that's going to work.
Right.
Because of my past experience. Or what if we do this? And then you guys are like, well, we actually did try that once upon a time.
Yeah.
And it didn't work for this, or it did work for this. So we're all...
We could develop it further with your fresh ideas. Maybe it didn't work because we weren't doing it in a certain way.
Yeah.
And that's great. I think we've got a great balance between us, that we look at ideas and don't just go, let's just wing it and see what happens. It's nice to have a bit of grounding.
Yeah.
And then find the balance and go, right, you may not run with that first idea, but it may spark another idea, like, oh, I'll build on that. It's like, I love what you got going on there. Have you thought about it this way too?
Yeah.
And that's different perspectives,
It
like you
is.
say, experience coming in too.
And it's nice to have a little bit of positivity every once in a while as well.
And
Not
that comes from Rich.
Yeah. It's
No,
like,
that's
I should think like Rich more often, you know?
Right, I know. We are the ones that are like, let's rein this in.
Yeah.
And that, again, like you said, past experiences do that, and especially for females. Guys don't necessarily have a lot of...
It's not
more
ingrained in them
No.
generationally and societally to be on edge and to look for danger.
Mhm.
I'd say that's what it is. Just we have a natural instinct
You have
to
the instinct,
look out
yeah.
for danger
Yeah.
and in
Intuition,
bad
too.
situations.
And you're not just thinking about personal, you know, how could this affect me? You're thinking globally, how can this affect us all? How is this going to affect the business?
it is.
Right.
Do you know?
Yeah.
It's the
if-
big picture.
Yeah, the big
Yeah.
picture of, if we do this, have you thought about how it could go wrong like this? And for you then to mention that, I'd like, okay, yeah, I hadn't thought of that. So what do we do? What's the contingency? Do we have a plan B?
Yes. And I know it comes off as negative a lot of times.
It's not negativity. It's just being a realist. It's going, hey, I love the enthusiasm. It's great.
Yes.
But what about this?
Yeah.
Sometimes, though, I don't say it that way. And I'm sorry.
Oh, the delivery?
The delivery of it. And then you can get a little
Yeah,
edgy
yeah.
and quiet.
Yeah.
And so then we have to communicate.
Right.
There's that word again.
Bring it back to that.
But then there is the reason you say it that way is because it is like a trauma response because you
Absolutely.
have been burned in the past. So it's like it's an emotional trigger now.
Yeah. It's sure. Yeah, sure. We've experienced the fails, some of them massive, and not all the ideas, like I say, actually turn into anything great. But I just think if I throw enough darts at it, then something's going to stick.
That's not wrong.
It's not a bad way to go, but
No.
I think if we get more focused, and that's where you two are super great at this, you'll just go, yeah, but let's just, because there's too many ideas.
Yeah.
Let's look at these ideas and go, okay, this one's got more legs than that one, and this one's more achievable. So
Yeah.
let's focus.
Yeah.
So you bring that in.
And at the end of the day, it's all fun and games and creativity and doing something, but really it's what is the word?
What is the word?
The
A, B,
bread.
C, D. Oh,
It's
it's the breadwinner.
It's the
Not breadwinner.
fuck.
It's the bread box.
It's your livelihood.
That's what it is.
There. Perfect.
You know, you do need it.
There
At
is
the end
risk.
of the day, there is risk.
There is risk.
There is risk. Big risk.
Huge
And
risk.
I think the biggest takeaway from that experience, besides check the spam folder, is little
trauma response over
little
here.
things. Little things that you would never think of that can cause a big ass problem.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. Okay, so you're going, well, check the spam folder or do this or check this. How much can you actually, with your minds, how much actually can you account for, think ahead and go, well, if this goes wrong, or, how you can't
do it all.
You can't do it all.
you
Right? You
can-
can't
like
think
I
of everything.
You can only draw from your past experiences, what you
right.
know.
Right.
None of us would have ever predicted any of that because
Gosh,
that's
no.
never happened before.
Mm.
Now we know
And we'll
and
check
can
spam
apply
folders.
that for future.
So it's experience.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's just experience.
And
It is.
intuition with you guys, of course.
Yeah, and I think that's also why we all three have different varying reactions to certain customers. Rich is very, well, let's try everything. A customer comes in pissed off about something. Rich is like, let's turn this around. We can make this into a positive experience. And then I'm more in the middle of, I'll give them some slack. And then
Right.
at a certain point, you're out of here. I'm done with you.
Yeah.
And then Johnette is immediately cutting the cord.
Oh, yeah. Cancel.
It's a great balance. And I think that's from our varying different experiences.
And
Yeah, it's
approaches,
also
yeah.
intuition with that too.
Yes,
because
intuition, exactly.
I've been able to answer so many questions on Etsy over
you
the
just
years.
you can tell almost by the initial message
exactly
what the tone is going to be.
Something is going to go wrong. Let's just nip it right there.
Whereas I'm very reluctant to give up on someone and will not just, if they come in and say, I want to cancel, I'm like, well, let's get to the bottom of this. Let's find out why. And not let's just cancel. Let's turn this into an upsell. Let's
It's crazy. It's a crazy idea
Dynamic.
for me, but it works sometimes.
sometimes.
So
not-
I
yeah,
do
sometimes.
it. Yeah, it works sometimes.
It does.
I just don't have the patience, I don't think, or the mindset for that, because I just think if you're coming into a small business and you're, being rude and stirring some trouble up,
I get you.
just like, I get personally offended at that point. I'm like, get out of here.
I used to.
And that's the thing, you can't take any of it personally.
I know.
It's so
tough,
difficult.
though. Do you remember that one time that man was so mean to me?
So
Yes.
rude.
And I cried.
Yes.
It was one of the first few sales on Etsy, and I canceled the order because it wasn't going to get to him in time. I mean, and he was adamant that he needed it by this date, so I just went ahead and canceled. And I messaged him and said, "I'm really sorry," And then he just came back and blasted me. It literally made me cry. It was my first negative message experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had a few of those.
Yeah. We had someone, since I've been on, that one man, and looking at it at that time, we were able to kind of laugh it off, because now we just chalk it up to, oh, you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
This doesn't affect me kind of thing. Because he's doing the tactics that he think will work, right? The scare tactics
On
of
a woman.
Yes.
too.
Of like, oh, are you really going to do this to a customer? It's like, what the heck? I don't give a shit. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And he was on his high horse. This guy basically came in to buy a gift, didn't buy the frame, et cetera, et cetera. All the things that could go wrong went wrong pretty much. And then it wasn't going to get there in time. And I think we just canceled it because he was being super rude during the entire interaction.
I remember
And then he
this.
pulls out well, now my son's gift for their mom isn't going to be there in time. And like trying to be on a high horse of, look at me buying
you a
a
little
gift
guilt trip, right?
for my ex-wife's new marriage.
Oh, okay.
And you're not going to allow this to happen. It was like, okay, you can't look good now, but like you can't bully your way through life.
It's my fault that you are having this experience.
Yeah. So we canceled him. And
Yeah. I mean, we try not to. We do our best. But sometimes if there's an asshole, then,
yeah.
you
At the end of the day, we're thinking business, because the main reason we'll cancel is we don't want a bad review.
Absolutely.
'Cause some people, you just know, no matter if Rich comes in and turns it around into a great positive experience, some people are still just going to leave a bad review. We'd rather take the loss money-wise than take the hit reputation-wise.
I mean, sometimes I've even sent out the item and still canceled.
Yeah.
Right.
I
Like,
just gave it to them.
here it is. Hope you enjoy this.
Yeah. Sorry you had a bad experience.
Sorry you had a bad
but
experience.
Here it is
We'll
anyway.
take the loss. Go
Yeah.
ahead and have it. And sometimes I get the feeling people come in and throw their toys out the pram because they're trying to get something for free.
It's
Yes.
true.
Oh,
And,
for
and
sure.
a lot of people know that they can do that
To a
online,
small business,
specifically
yeah.
Etsy. But that's all like bad shit, y'all. We have really good customers.
exactly. Yeah,
too.
there's a few bad apples. But
Yeah, but mostly they are awesome.
Mostly
y'all.
it's a nice orchard.
It's just
part of the biz.
Part of the biz.
Yeah, working with the
And,
people.
For me, going into an Etsy shop, because I know the background of an Etsy shop,
Yeah.
you go in not expecting, oh, this is Amazon where things can just happen so quickly and be on your doorstep in a matter of minutes.
No, it's
there's
not like
people
that.
behind this shop,
Yeah.
and they're probably
Yes.
just at home.
Yeah,
There's
from their
one
home,
or
working
two of
from
them,
home.
and they maybe even have like their own. This is their side gig.
Yeah.
It's just keep that in mind. It's not
Yeah.
just, you're not dealing with an Amazon drone.
No.
right.
And you just really have to put your pride away. It's not that hard to have a nice experience.
Yeah.
We've seen so many other shops, you can respond to reviews on Etsy. And someone leaves a poor review for us, usually it's something out of our hands, shipping.
Yeah,
typically.
usually shipping.
We'll respond something nice and then reach out to them personally and resolve the issue if we can.
Apologize.
Yeah.
But we've seen so many other shops just absolutely arguing with customers publicly on the reviews. And as a shopper, if I see that in the reviews, that's going to turn me off a bit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think you can get your point across, even if the experience has gone sour and it's out of your control. But be professional.
Yes.
And at least if someone's browsing your shop, looking at reviews, they'll go, well, these guys keep it professional. You can't please everybody. There's going
Right.
to be some customers you just, you can't. It's impossible to please everyone.
Yeah. There's just some of those people out there that are just mad at the world.
Mad at the world.
Yep. Well, we're in the weeds here. This could go on forever.
Oh, I know.
really, really
well, that's
could,
what happens
y'all.
when us three get together.
Yeah,
We
It
just
is.
this
You
chat,
can
is
chat,
just
it.
chat.
talk and talk and talk. It's so great.
It is great.
I love it.
I got a surprise.
A
Oh,
surprise.
Yeah, and neither one of you know about this.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because we talked about JB And I was digging around yesterday looking for a corkboard, right? Remember that?
Oh, the corkboard.
The corkboard.
Yeah, it was in the...
It was way buried somewhere. I made a corkboard.
I wanted to get that out.
Yeah, I made a corkboard for a Christmas gift for you a few years back. And out of a frame
Love
and
that thing.
corks that we'd collected.
From all the wine
that we drunk,
Yeah,
right? So there was
yeah.
a bunch of corks. Made this thing a few years back.
With the barnwood.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
We'd put all our little, memories and stuff on it. And we even had a
Yes.
photo strip on there, right?
Right.
So the new item that we're making currently for our Etsy shop is a photo strip. And so I wanted the corkboard as a background to take some photos. So I thought I'm
Right.
going to dig that out.
Yes.
So I found it. I found the corkboard and I saw
What
all
is
these
this?
photos and memories and stuff on there.
Aw.
And then this one thing I thought,
I don't
right,
remember what was on it.
yeah, exactly. I thought I'm going to save this and I'm going to read
Today.
it today.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Read it
Okay,
today.
I'm nervous.
Because, it's your episode.
Is it going to make me cry?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't want to
So
cry.
this is a bit cheesy, but that's me, right? So
Is it a poem?
it is.
I do
you
remember kind of.
Right.
You love poems.
So,
Okay, go for
wait,
it.
this was on a corkboard
Yeah.
of memories from years ago.
Yeah. and
Okay.
I wrote this for Johnette.
For
So
our anniversary?
Yeah. No, it's just for Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
this is gonna make
it's
me
because
cry.
we've sort of dipped in a little bit to our backstory.
Yeah.
This sort of summarizes it in a neat poem
That you wrote.
that I wrote. Yeah.
Go for it.
Ready?
Oh my gosh.
Okay. So, unfolding a love story of how two people first met begins with a chance meeting online while surfing the net. Uploading their pics to a site called Udate, who would have guessed they would find their soulmate? She was from here and he was from there, living miles apart, but neither one cared. They used a webcam to see and a keyboard to type, years before WhatsApp, FaceTime or Skype. Chatting for months, they decided to meet. Boarding the plane, he excitedly took his seat for a city called Charlotte, a place he'd not been, to find the girl he'd not spoken with, only typed to and seen. He was late getting in. She picked him up in her white caddy, driving to Greensboro, where she lived with her two pups, BB and Patty. A long weekend together, they both knew one thing. A special connection was growing. Would this story end with a ring?
Oh.
That would come later, but saying their goodbyes at the gate, they both knew there had to be a second date.
Oh
my God.
That was so good. Actually,
That was really good. I remember.
Right.
Hold on. Let's get some snaps
Oh,
in there.
snap.
Yeah. Woo-hoo. Thank you
remember that?
so much, baby. I do remember it. I think it made me cry at the time.
Yeah, not now.
I'm a little.
I see some in there.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, we forgot to touch on that you guys met online.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
You
deal.
date.
Way before,
Yeah, before Match.
online
Yeah.
dating was really a
Oh,
thing.
really?
Pretty
a thing.
crazy.
Yeah,
Maybe
we-
that poem was insane. Thank you.
That was so
Yeah.
good.
We got to put that back on the corkboard.
That will
though.
go back on the corkboard.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a perfect segue into our next segment. Basically, we have this teapot.
Because it's tea and toasty.
Tea
Let
and
me grab it.
toasties. We have this teapot we used for the photo shoot. We have written down some questions, various different types of questions. Okay, that's going to be a nightmare. We're just going to pull from the pot
It
and
looks like Big Bird's teapot, right?
yeah, answer a few
I
questions.
love it.
It's
Okay,
70s style teapot, yellow, white, daisies, flowers
Orange.
on it.
It's so cute.
It is cute.
I think let's go around and each do one.
Each do one. All right.
Guest speaker goes first.
Goes first, of course.
Ooh, what's your biggest pet peeve? Ooh, all right, let's see.
There's a few, right?
There are a few, but I'm pretty chill now. I used to have a shit ton.
Right. You've narrowed it down.
I probably have. There's one that kind of pops in my head. I'm sure there's more out there, but the main one that's popping in my head right now is people chewing loudly.
Yeah, that's one of mine.
Chewing
What's up with that?
anywhere at a restaurant or I don't know. It's just rude. It's like, shouldn't you know that you're supposed to keep your mouth closed when you chew?
Oh, so the mouth's open?
The mouth is open and it's just loud.
Can you see the food?
No, just hear it. And people chewing gum too, loudly.
Smacking the gum.
Oh,
Smacking the gum.
of the gum.
My
drives me
mom, I know
crazy.
you do that. Sorry. Anyway,
Misophonia, right?
it is
Yes.
misophonia for sure, and I definitely have that because I was thinking of all of the quote noises that annoy the shit out of me. But chewing, I think, is probably my biggest pet peeve. Loud chewers.
Okay.
It's a
Watch
good
out,
one.
loud
It's a
chewers.
common one. That is one of mine as well. The chewing I cannot stand. I feel like it's bigger than a pet peeve, I guess. But like people lying or being genuine,
Okay.
I can't stand it. And it's usually the first thing I notice. That intuition, that
You can tell.
I'm a quiet observer type
Yes.
at the start, and I can just kind of always spot it. When there's someone's being a little bit.
What do you mean, like fakey, or
Yeah.
they're actually lying to your face, like a lie bag?
I think that's both. Both
Yeah.
means the same thing.
Okay.
I mean, lying, I guess separately, yeah, just like do not lie to
Yeah.
me.
Just be honest.
And then being genuine is a form of lying.
Yeah, definitely.
You're not
Giving the full.
given the full you, or you're faking something about
Yeah.
yourself
Yeah.
or whatever. Lying. I don't know. It's just a big. If I can't trust you. I mean, it's an immediate no for me.
Yeah.
Maybe
Right.
it's a deal
You're not gonna
breaker
be
more
friends.
than a pet peeve.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
I've got another one too. Can I just
Go. I knew you two would have
Yeah.
like a long list of peeves.
All right. So, so when you're at a concert or you're in somebody's car and the bass is off and it's like rattling, or if there's
Yeah.
a speaker that's
That's
rattling,
huge, yes.
that's another misophonia thing.
The
for me.
rattling. My mom hates a rattle in the car.
Oh.
My whole life, sitting in the back of a minivan, and she's like, "What is that noise? Someone find it!" And she would like pull over. We'd have to find out what is rattling because
Yep.
it would drive her insane.
Yep. I would crawl in the back of my old 240 because there was a rattle back there, and I literally disassembled part of the inside of the interior trying to find out where that fucking rattle was.
I heard a story once of someone who something was rattling in their car and they couldn't figure out what it was for months, forever. And they ended up taking their car to the shop one day doing something, and there was like a Coke bottle or can in their door like frame.
Oh.
Like when the car was being built or
Right.
something, it got
Someone
stuck in
hid
there.
it, or you're right.
Imagine how insane that would drive you.
I would have to sell
You
the
would have
car.
never have found it.
All right, go, Rich.
Okay. On a plane, you're getting settled, you're in your seat, and boom, back of your seat, through the back of your chair,
And you're just getting
and you're
banged.
getting kicked from behind. It's like, what's up with that? And you you turn around, give them a little stare, Paddington
usually a
Bear
child.
stare. It's usually a kid, yeah, but the adults should,
Exactly.
Yeah.
they should just get their kids in order and say, look, that's rude.
Yeah.
Life lesson, don't kick him.
Oof, that was a good one.
All right, next question. Oh God, this is a long one.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
What is it?
Okay, go.
I
You
always
don't-
hate this question.
Really?
If you could invite any 3 people, dead or alive, to a night out, who would they be and how do you imagine the evening going?
Wow.
We can stick to dead if you like.
Dead?
Going out where?
Wherever, just any night out, your choice.
A night out.
Yeah.
Out,
Okay.
out.
Out, yeah.
Okay.
I can only think of 2, not a third. First one's gotta be Taylor Swift,
Ooh, good one.
because I see the night going, us just being besties
Of course.
for life. And then I guess if she's there, I have to have my mom there.
Ah,
Of
okay.
course.
Not very deep, is it, guys?
No,
and
that's
then
good.
I'll throw in a curveball just to spice things up. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Jesus.
Absolutely, girl.
Ooh.
If he would even show.
Why not?
The man, the myth, the
Would he-
legend. I love
Would he be
that.
tied up?
Might be.
Yeah, he's answering prayers.
So yeah, just to see. Everyone wants to know, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is that
And how's
real?
the night
Is that
going? Is he
true?
drinking?
Is he drinking? Of
Yeah.
course he is. He's turning the water to wine.
Oh,
Oh.
of course. Good wine. Nice one. You and Taylor and Jesus, baby.
And my mom. That's right.
Oh, that's right, and your
Partying
mom.
down.
Where you going? What you doing? You
Yeah.
dancing?
We're clubbing.
Clubbing.
Clubbing hard. Throwing it
Is
down.
Jesus joining in, or what's he up to?
Of course he's joining.
He's dancing.
He's doing everything, yeah.
And what's Taylor up to? What's she?
Talking to me in the corner somewhere. No, we're dancing.
Heck yeah.
That's good.
You're next.
All right. Night out. So, yeah, we'd start. I suppose I've got to get the guests in first. So, definitely my mum.
Before she stopped drinking or after?
Well, I don't know. Mum on drink is such a laugh.
You can start the night, no drinks, and then start drinking, so you get both.
Yeah.
Both versions.
Let's see which one. Yeah. I mean, I love Mum on both those. Maybe we'll start with the Beck's Blue, so she's on the NA, and then we could get a couple of beers in. She'd only need one.
Who else is there?
I've got to go famous, I think. So I think Freddie Mercury.
Ooh,
Okay.
good
You
one.
know,
Makes sense.
in his full outfit.
Heck yeah.
You know, and we'd go out for it'd be Halloween night,
Oh.
so that no one would actually know that's real Freddie.
Wow, smart.
Yeah,
That is very
so
smart.
they
I
wouldn't
should have
bother
thought of
him.
this.
And that way, we've got Freddie to ourselves.
Yeah.
You know, he's not having to sign stuff and sing and
Yeah.
whatnot. But we
Smart.
would probably do. Yeah, we'd go to. Hang on, I've got to get one more in.
Yes.
Right, yep.
Mum, Freddie, I liked your Jesus. That was clever. That was
Right.
good.
Clever.
I'm going to go dead again. No, I need an alive. I've got 2 deads.
You don't need it.
Do
You
whatever
don't-
you want.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go with someone to shake it up a little bit. Oh, no, Freddie's doing that. It's difficult, isn't it? I've drawn a
What about a
blank.
mate? Just a mate, like Mick.
Nah.
Sorry, Mick.
Sorry, man.
I think what he's saying is he wants Freddie all to himself.
No, I want some famous in there. I can see Mick anytime. Let's go historical then.
Okay.
I'm going to go with also dead. So I've got 3 dead uns. Audrey Hepburn,
Awesome.
Wow.
classic.
Okay.
Yes. Her and your
Audrey
mom are
Hepburn.
going to
Oh.
literally hit it off.
They will. I think that's a dance party waiting to happen.
Yeah.
We'll do some karaoke.
Gotta have the
You know,
karaoke.
Freddie-
Are you going to
Freddie's gonna
dress
star
up?
in that.
Are you going to be in costume? And what are you
Sure.
going as?
Freddie Mercury.
I'll go as Freddie too. No, we'll do a Freddie themed night, like from all his videos. Yeah, I think we'd do some shots, we'd do karaoke, we'd do dancing,
Some trick or treating.
trick or treating. Yeah, that's my night out.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good.
Love it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, JB. I think I first thought of Elvis.
Good one.
I think I would love to meet and greet and dance and drink with Elvis out like New Year's, just like in New York. It just seems so insane, but fun at the same time. So watching the ball drop with Elvis. Let's see, my second would have to be my grandma.
Yeah. Nanny B.
Nanny B's there. Of course she is. Just because I want to get a hug in.
Mm-hmm.
I might cry. She doesn't drink. She never actually drank anything, so I
She
can't really
didn't
see.
mind the old elder tonic.
Oh, yeah, she did some tonic, didn't she? The potion, she
Potion.
called it. All right, so she's got a
The
potion
potion.
out there because it's cold.
Right.
Because it's in New York on New Year's. And she's loving it, meeting Elvis and seeing me. Okay, my third
third one.
person.
That's a couple of deads.
Yeah.
Jesus. Couple of deads.
Okay, maybe, what's his name? The
Actor.
Yeah.
Mm.
Kevin Bacon.
The Baconator.
Yeah, he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Baconator.
Is he
Kevin
is he
Bacon.
canceled?
Why? What's he up to?
No.
I don't think so.
He's one of the good ones.
Getting
Yeah, he's a good one.
confused with one of those
I hope.
other white guys.
He's wild.
He's
having
a
great
Footloose
time.
dude, right?
Yeah, Footloose.
Ooh,
dude.
yes,
He's doing his
yes.
Footloose dance
So what-
on New Year's Eve.
Is
in
he able
New
to
York.
dance or not?
Oh, he can. Yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
he can throw it
I
down.
see reels of him and his wife.
I meant like it was a Footloose joke.
Oh,
Is he allowed to dance or not?
I love it.
What'd you get if you crossed Elvis and Kevin Bacon?
Is this an actual joke?
I've just made it up.
Okay.
He can just do that. all
Bacon
the time.
cheeseburger.
Oh,
What's a cheeseburger?
Elvis.
Because he did
his wasn't it like bacon, peanut butter,
Something like that.
banana? Wasn't that his sandwich?
banana and peanut butter. I
Yeah,
think.
and
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah.
And he loved a burger.
He did love a burger. He would have
Oh,
like
okay.
burgers shipped, or was it? Anyways, so yeah,
Interesting. I have a joke actually.
go.
Oh.
My mom said this to me last night. She
Good.
called me
We like
her,
jokes.
her evening call, and I was making chicken Caesar salad.
Mm.
What is it called when a chicken is staring at lettuce?
A chicken is staring at lettuce.
I don't know.
Chicken Caesar salad.
Oh,
Caesar salad.
So funny.
that's so
That is
good.
delicious.
She just
Great
had that
one.
ready to go.
Wow.
I set it up perfectly for her. But yeah, it's hilarious.
That's really good.
They
Oh,
love
your
a good
mom.
dad joke
Was that
over
a
there.
purpose
Good dad
for
joke.
calling?
No.
To hit you with the joke?
It just happened.
Just threw it in there.
Yeah.
Random.
There's
Mom
never
joke.
never a purpose to the call. It's just to call.
Sorry, Mom, we don't do that.
Don't do jokes.
Don't do calls. Okay, are we doing another one? Is that
I think we're done.
I don't need one.
Wait. You haven't done. Fuck. Yeah, we'll do yours and we can cut. Make
Alright.
sure we have time for all three. I thought you started because you were holding it to start. Is that mine?
It's going back in.
What is it?
Do we want to get into that?
Rich.
What?
No, it's fine. I can't think of one anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it?
It was, what's your most embarrassing memory?
I'd have to dig deep.
I would too.
Oh,
I blocked it out.
I know one already.
Oh, we'll do this one.
What's it?
So, stir in the pot. If you could go back and change one thing in your life, what would it be? I'll go.
Go.
Okay.
Well, actually, first thing I was going to say is I don't think anything because I'm super happy where I am right now.
Right.
And I try not to think about regrets and get stuck on things like that because it's gone. It's in the past. It's done. You can't go back and change anything.
Because you want your life to be the way that it
And
is
yeah,
right
everything's
now.
gotten you here.
It's the broken road.
It's the broken
wow.
road. But
Bringing
it
it
is.
back.
It's like that happened for a purpose, for a reason. It may not have been comfortable or good at the time, but it got you here.
Yeah.
And for me, yeah, I wouldn't change any. I mean, there's maybe minor things,
Yes.
timing of things. Yeah,
I have one.
I would go back and, in hindsight, which is always great, isn't it?
Yeah.
But go back and perhaps, see my mum more often, things like that.
Of course.
But I guess the question was if you could.
Yeah.
So I'll just go with that.
Well, mine's very similar to yours.
Mm.
I would definitely have moved in with Nanny sooner
Sure.
to be with her
Yeah.
for those last few months. And I feel guilty. I think I was so in the business that I didn't show her enough affection and spend time with her when we were there enough. And I would treat her better and give her more hugs and talk to her more and just
Yeah.
spoil her some.
Yeah, I see that as, that's definitely something when you lose somebody, that's where you can have that, I wish I had.
If I could go back, this is
Yeah.
what I would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Heavy.
Oof.
Heavy.
Lighten up.
I was going to, but now I'm like, shit, is mine going to be like dumb compared? Dang.
It's tough, isn't it?
This will probably just get cut, to be honest. But I don't
I mean,
know.
we're older, so we have people that we
I
have
know.
lost.
It's true.
And we've felt that loss.
Yeah. I mean, I've got I would go back and try to talk to my friend who committed suicide
That's a good one.
because I saw him before it happened, and in hindsight, I know that he was coming over to say goodbye.
Oh, no way.
And I was preoccupied with my own life. I was getting ready to go out with friends. So I was doing makeup, and he was just really wanting to talk to me, and
Wow.
and I was just okay,
Shit.
I was
Dang.
kind of pushing him away because I was preoccupied, and then that was the last time I saw him.
Wow.
So
Damn.
I would change that.
Dude,
Yeah.
what would you do differently?
I don't know. That's the thing. It's could I have prevented? Probably not.
No.
But at least just to have a better last
Last
moment.
memory.
And then I think, he knew I cared about him and loved him, all that
Yeah.
stuff. But for my own psyche, I would
Yeah.
like that to be slightly different, or at least know that maybe I tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you put yourself back there now and you think about that moment, I mean, is there anything you remember him saying?
As a 28-year-old now, I know the signs.
Right.
I was 18.
Mm.
He was 19.
Mm.
So we were
Yeah.
young.
Shit.
And it was also you're so young, you're oh, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Nothing bad would happen to me. I'm not going to lose anyone in my life, especially not someone young like
you
that.
don't realize, really.
Okay.
Oof. All three of us.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heavy
so
ones
you
there.
But then-
pulled that one out of me.
Thing is, with that question, you're not going to go back and change something that was amazing in your life, are you? It's always going to be the
It
thing
is
that
gonna be
you
something
have.
that's
Yeah.
but also not as big as I would have stayed in school because then that would have
Okay.
completely changed
See,
my life, or I
that's-
would have stayed in the military because that would have completely changed my life.
Right.
That's what I was thinking of originally was, maybe I would have stuck it out at college and actually tried. But then I think back, I probably wouldn't be here working with you guys if I had been in college, because I would have still been in college when you guys
Yeah.
hired me.
You would have been
Yeah.
available.
And I would have had a degree in God knows what. And then also that's the thing, I didn't know what I wanted a degree in, so
Yeah.
what's the point of staying in college?
Yeah.
And then I would have had more debt.
Yeah.
All these things.
Exactly.
Yeah, we kind of touched on that this morning about the multiverse. Now, what do you think about that? There's infinite yous going about from
insane.
every decision, every
To
choice
think.
you make. Is that happening or not?
No, it's not happening.
It's not happening.
It could happen if I had done those things.
But
there's
maybe in another-
scenarios, but I don't think that they're actually happening somewhere else.
There's no one else. There's no other
Really?
yous doing the other
No,
choices.
I don't think
in
so.
an
Living those
infinite
lives.
universe, you don't think there's a copy of you somewhere that made that decision?
literally a physical copy of
Yeah.
me? No, I don't think that.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's
just,
not proven.
It's just a thing to contemplate and
It's a theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
dig into, but
It's a
it's a little
theory.
bit scary.
I just don't think physically it's possible. I don't know. And I almost think people sometimes want to think that it is so
Yeah.
that they have like another option.
Right.
In case the current one that they're on goes to shit. They're like, oh, well, maybe I'll find the other me in the multiverse or...
Right.
At some point.
That is just a theory, just like God and all the
Yeah.
other things.
Yeah, I don't see it.
We're not
being
going to
a
go
thing.
there.
No, we won't go there.
I'll work it out with Jesus at the club.
Okay. I think we're done on the...
I think
wait,
we
we
are.
didn't do
segment.
one.
I did. We all did
Yeah.
one.
We did one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, cool.
We stirred the pot, spilt the tea.
We did. Awesome.
Yeah.
Good chat.
Good chats.
Thanks
Thanks.
for coming in.
Thanks for having
What
me.
a blast.
What a
Our
blast.
first guest.
Yeah, I love just chatting with you guys. Y'all know.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just fun shit.
Do it all the time.
It's fun shit.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
But you can find Johnette, same place you can find us, pretty much. Alphabet Art Photos on Etsy, on Shopify.
Can. Plus, let's hear about Johnette's new endeavors. Your real estate, right?
Yeah, I'm a real
Do you want
estate
to give
agent
yourself
now.
a quick shout out?
Woohoo! Yeah, shout out.
Anyone what sort of looking to move into Asheville and
Or sell your house and get out of Asheville because some people are doing that too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look me up, Johnette Bolter.
Amazing.
Johnette Bolter at Keller Williams Professionals. Yeah. Also, if you want to rent your house out short term, I can do that too.
Sweet.
look at you
She can do it all.
doing everything, aren't you?
Real estate mogul.
Trying.
Yeah.
Great, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. And you can find us, Tea and Toasties, over on Instagram at Tea and Toasties Pod. We're also on YouTube at Tea and Toasties. We're here on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, all the same name across the board, Tea and Toasties. And we will talk at you guys next week. Bye.
Later. Bye.
Tea and Toasties. Tea and Toasties. Tea and Toasties.